Hello and welcome to this week's Scrappy Summer Chat. My name is Nicole and I'm the brains and the beauty behind Yarn Craft by Nicole. And we've got a wonderful little shorty episode for you today. We are traveling, so I'm coming to you from my parents' kitchen table while everybody is at work today for the most part. There are some puppy dogs, my dog Scoot, and then there are two dachshunds that you might hear in the background at some point. But we are enjoying our time in Georgia this week. It's been great, and I actually got to go to a yarn store this morning, so I'll be happy to show you that. I am not wearing anything that I made this week. I don't have a feature make this week. I have yet to switch over my summer clothes out of the basement storage, so all of the crocheted items that I had were just far too hot to wear this week, where it has been in the 90s, but I do have some very fun things to show you. So the first thing I want to show you is a finished make. So I think I showed you these last week. I can't remember if they were blocked. This is one of the options for our giveaway this week. And then I made another set of checkerboard coasters right here. I made both of these with Happy Place yarn. So it's a cotton and wool blend. And now I want to make pot holders. I might when I go back. I didn't bring this yarn with me, but yeah, I love them. I think they're so cute. I'll announce the winner for June here in a minute. But if you are the winner, you get to pick which set you would like, as well as a free pattern from me. And then I might throw in a couple of extra goodies for you as well. So that is my finished object. Now I did record a tutorial. See if it'll focus on this. I'm using one of my daughter's toys as my tripod today, so I have a slightly different setup than normal. I did record a tutorial, but I haven't edited it yet, and so it is not released yet, but I'm hoping within the next week I can do the editing. So if you wanted to make your very own checkerboard Tunisian coasters, you can. They use very little yarn, DK weight, and it goes super fast. So today let me show you what I have been working on. Mostly what I've been working on is baby number 2, my sweet little girl that's doing October's alphabet blanket. And I think when I showed it to you last week or last episode, I had maybe started a square, and I've gotten almost 5 finished. So let me show you what I am working on. There they are. So I think I had started the A. It is now done. None of these are blocked, but hoping to block them maybe tonight. So I have the A, the H, the K, the V, and then one blank one that I almost finished last night. I just have the little border on it left to do. And this one is blank because it's one of the 4 corners of the blanket. So the blanket has 30 squares total. You use 5 or 6 colors. I guess it's 6 colors. 5 squares each color. And some of the colors you make blank squares. So this one, you make a blank square, and I'm almost done, and I think I have exactly enough yarn left on this skein to finish it, but if I don't, I have one more of the dark blue that I can wind up. So very pleased this is almost done. Once this is done, I'm gonna block all of these and then set them aside. This is a pattern from Sass and Stitch. I believe it's just called Crochet Alphabet Blanket. If you check on my Ravelry, it's linked down there, but I made one for Melody when I was pregnant with her, and the contrast color for Melody's was the dark blue, and I overbought because I was going to put a border, and I did put a border around the edge of the blanket, and I used way less yarn than I thought I would. So I had a lot left over, which has been perfect because now I can tie their blankets in together. So this one is almost done, and because this last square was super boring, because it's just single crochet with no color work, I actually started another one in the next color that I'll be using. So this is going to end up being the letter T. And I really, really like this color. Let's see if it'll focus. This is a color from Pandemonium Dye Works. They are a small hand dyer in Warner Robins, Georgia, where I'm from. My mom got me this color actually as a birthday present, and I really like it. It came in a sock set with this guy. So I'll probably also use this in the blanket as well. See if it'll focus on this. I tried, before I landed on this one, I tried this yarn, which I bought specifically for Melody's blanket. I can't remember if I had already purchased, maybe I had purchased the contrast color, but hadn't gotten it in yet. Regardless, when I started doing these two together, the yarn was just getting lost in the color work. I'm gonna pause briefly so I can go let Scoop back inside. All right, that's done. So this color was just a no-go. It's just too similar, and so I'll just save this for another project. It is a slightly different base. All of the other ones have been superwash merino, and I think this one has some BFL in it. Blue Face Luster, I believe that's how you say it. So it was a slightly thicker yarn. So it's probably for the best that it didn't work out. But with that being said, like I said earlier, I went to a local yarn store today because this color didn't work for the blanket, and then there was another one that I was really excited to use that it was gray with like a red, yellow, and blue color burst. And when I paired it with the other colors in the blanket and I started working it up, it looked great with the yellow, but it didn't make sense with the other colors that I picked. So I had to put that one back. So that's two colors that were a miss on this blanket. I can't remember if I had any misses on the first one, but I did this time. So I needed to buy some new yarn. And because baby girl is due in October, I kind of wanted some greens and maybe some more purples. So I went to our yarn studio, which is a yarn shop here in Warner Robins. I can't remember if it's technically Warner Robins or Bonaire, but they're great and relatively new. I want to say the last 2 or 3 years they've opened up, but whenever I come home to visit, I like to check them out. So I had some help from Michelle today to pick out some other colors for the blanket. So I had her wind up this really pretty green. I don't know if you can see, but it's got tiny little flecks of orange, kind of a rusty orange in there. I think it's going to pair beautifully with the yellow. I feel like I wear this color combination quite a lot. I'd for sure put Melody in this color combination quite a lot. So excited about that one. And then I got this really pretty blue that's also from Pandemonium Fiberworks, because I wanted another one that was more variegated. And I think this is just going to work out beautifully. And so those are going to go in the blanket, and then I'll decide if I need any more colors. There's a cream in there, and then some mini skeins. So once I see what I have and how it's working, I'll decide if I need any more yarn. But because I am also not only making the blanket, which at this point it's kind of a scrappy summer blanket, kind of not. I've had to buy more yarn than I thought I would need to. That's okay. I want the blanket to be right. I am making another pattern by Sass and Stitch. This one is in her book, The Art of Sock Weight Crochet, and it is a granny square cardigan. So I've started making it, and originally I was thinking I might seam them instead of using the join as you go method written in the pattern, but I decided that I might not ever finish it if I did that, even though it would be very easy to just like make a ton of squares and place them more intentionally throughout the cardigan instead of having to make a square and then keep a little extra to use in a sleeve once I'm done with the body, things like that. But I am glad that I decided to follow the pattern. So these, I've got one more square I need to add, and that'll be the width of my cardigan. And then I think you do the back panel, the front panels, side squares, and then you do the sleeves. But all of it is join as you go. You don't seam anything, and then you do a ribbing. So when I first started this, I thought I had so much of the dark blue that I would want to make the ribbing in the dark blue. And I still could do that. I could also just order more of it because it's from Malabrigo. But I decided to use the extra skein that I have in the cardigan itself because I'm a little bit worried about having enough leftovers to complete the cardigan. So while I was at our yarn studio today, the owner helped me pick out this gorgeous, kind of like an ultraviolet color that I'm going to use as the ribbing. And it goes really well with all the colors that I've chosen so far. And it's something that'll stand out and be its own thing. And then if I need to use a little bit of this for the squares, I should have enough to do all of that. So that all felt like the right move today. So I'm very excited about this project. These are the only things that I brought with me. I have done some more work on the Tunisian Jellyroll style blanket. I kind of used that as a palette cleanser when I was frustrated that some of my colors didn't work for baby girl's blanket. But I didn't bring it with me. This little container full of yarn that has the blanket yarn and then also the cardigan yarn leftovers is the only yarn I brought because I was realistic this time and said, you never crochet as much as you think you're going to. Don't overpack yarn, even in the brand new minivan. You're not going to use it, and then it's just going to be one more thing you have to pack and unpack. So I've been pretty good about that. Happy with that decision. We have been very busy here in Georgia. We took me and her grandparents, me and my parents, took her to Lane Packing. And if you're from the middle Georgia area, you've probably heard of Lane Packing. They pack peaches and pecans. And if you are a fan of Chick-fil-A and you like their peach milkshake, they get their peaches from Lane. And so we took her there and she had a great time yesterday. And then we did something for the 4th. We saw some family over the weekend. We've already had a very busy trip and we still have a lot more to go, which is great. So let's talk about the winner. I have written down here our winner for June. And remember, all you need to do to win, or all you need to do to enter to win, is comment down below about how your Scrappy projects are going or how you're using Stash this year, and that enters you to win. So our winner this week is Fanny. Her handle is Fanny2092. Thank you so much for commenting and telling us about the projects that you are making. They sound wonderful. And you can email me at yarncraftbynicole@gmail.com. Let me know if you want the blue coasters or the green coasters, and then which pattern of mine you would like a copy of this for your winner, for your winnings. Or I will say this, the Clover wrap top just dropped. That's a Tunisian crochet project. If you like Tunisian crochet and that pattern looked interesting to you, if you'd rather have the Tunisian or the Clover wrap top, the kind of the red top that I made that I was wearing last week, if you'd rather have that pattern, you can also have that pattern because it released this past weekend. So either way, just let me know on that email as well as your address and I will get that shipped out to you. Again, with any kind of giveaways here, if someone comments below and asks for any personal information, it's not me. Email me. I'll be happy to get that sent out to you. And with that, I will leave you with something that is bringing me joy this week. And something that's bringing me joy this week is having to make 0 meals while we are here. My mom is a fantastic cook and enjoys having extra people to cook for. And I'm at the point in this pregnancy where I just don't want to even look at a kitchen. I don't want to cook anything. I want I want someone to do it for me, and I am thoroughly enjoying that this week. So yeah, that wraps up this Scrappy summer chat. If you want to comment down below with what you're working on this month or this week, that'll enter you into win for July. So you can still comment down below with what you're working on, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.